Now
We are live.
we are
And
live,
we are
and
live.
so can we have the lights? Well, we've had a bit of a scare heading into the Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants game.
Yes.
Apparently, we haven't done a video which will be out soon. That one of the, Lucknow Super Giants CEO and the personal secretary of Gautam Gambhir, they were involved in a car accident apparently.
Yeah.
So luckily both members are safe. The game is on, but yes, it could have been much more fatal because the Mumbai-Pune expressway is often notorious for high-speed accidents. But luckily they are all fine.
We
Yes,
are,
we're
we are.
live, and Nikhil Fata poster Nikla hero kind of entry as always.
Has joined us.
Yep. Lucknow versus Punjab, crucial game for both teams.
Punjab more so.
Punjab mostly because they have been the most inconsistent team.
Of the
LW in that sense. But the win against Chennai Super Kings would have given them tremendous confidence. Lucknow, on the other hand, also they, unlike Gujarat Titans, they have flattered to deceive. Kind of, because Lucknow again kind of inconsistent. The top order is not fired, barring KL Rahul.
And their problem is that I find a lot of the times their defeats have been self-inflicted.
Yep.
Tinkering with the batting lineup for no good reason.
Oh,
so,
yes.
you know, that has cost them. In fact, it's cost them a couple of games in my opinion. So
Most of the harm that Lucknow has inflicted has been by themselves. The design has been by themselves, changing the batting order and also trying some weird things.
yeah.
KKR, I think they followed the
They're
KKR
out.
template.
They're
in
out.
that
No,
sense.
actually KKR, the problem was they panicked.
Yeah,
Simple.
they panicked,
They
yep.
panicked. Okay, we need to make wholesale changes, come what may. Let's hope something works. It did.
Arshad Padalia looking proper CSK supporter in yellow. Well, I have actually worn this yellow for a reason. The reason is I wear it on a CSK day, but then they say because of this CSK loses. To dispel that notion that whatever prediction I make with this jersey or with this shirt I'm wearing, I want to dispel that notion today. That I will win irrespective of jersey, irrespective of thought.
Basically, whatever he picks, I'm picking the opposite today. Simple as.
But that streak is over.
But you're wearing this jinx shirt, no?
Whatever, the jinx is in the mind. So Siddhant Sachdeva, what happened to LSG CEO? Yes, that video is up soon on Sports Today. Apparently they're involved in a car accident when they were travelling
To the stadium.
to the stadium. Not just LSG CEO Raghu Iyer, even Gautam Gambhir's personal secretary have also been involved in a car accident. But they are fine, nothing to worry about. So that's the first update that we can give you about it. So focus totally on this game at the MCA Stadium, where Mayank Agarwal will be hoping that a change of fortune happens, because Mayank's only 50 has come at the MCA Stadium.
Yeah, he's mostly flattered to deceive throughout the tournament.
But playing against his good friend KL Rahul, they were
And
partners
former
in
side, yeah.
partners in crime in 2021, opening for Punjab Kings. And Rahul versus Agarwal, Rahul versus Anil Kumble. Although mutual respect is there between all the three parties involved. Although Kumble did state that he was disappointed, that he thought that KL Rahul would stay with the franchisee for a longer period of time. But
that's how teams work, right?
that's how corporate culture cricket
Exactly.
works.
He knew he'd get a better payday if he went into the auction. He'd get to captain a new
Yep.
team. Always a good chance to take. Nothing wrong with that.
Yes, so as far as overseas picks are concerned, look, both teams are stable. I don't think you can drop them easily in that way. Punjab, Bairstow, Bhanuka, Livingston, Rabada, all four pick themselves. Again, if you want to drop Bhanuka and get in Benny Howell or those kinds
Or
of
Odean Smith.
or Odean Smith, oh please, then I think you are once again falling
Going down
into
that same trap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lucknow also have a very good overseas contingent. Quinton de Kock, Marcus Stoinis, Jason Holder and Dushmanta Chamira. Now, will you drop somebody like Dushmanta Chamira for getting in Evan Lewis? No, I don't think so.
You would have to bring in a bowling option.
Or Stoinis? No. Stoinis is much better than Lewis. He gives that bowling option also.
Although they haven't really used that much.
But
Also.
Stoinis has not bowled much. Whether that's a concern, I really don't know.
I think they have a lot of options. So
They
maybe
have
they've chosen not
options,
to
yes.
go for him. But still,
Yep.
a bit of a mystery.
Indeed. So that is about, I guess, you don't make any team changes. I don't think they'll make major changes.
No, at
only
most I
change,
think-
I guess, Avesh
If
coming in
Avesh
for
is
Mohsin.
fit, then I think he'll replace Mohsin. That's it.
Yep.
the
And
only
Sandy, maybe Vaibhav Baroda comes in and Sandeep goes out.
So Siddhant Sachdev was asking why you're quiet.
I'm listening to my two colleagues.
So I thought he was enjoying his coffee.
I was.
Yes.
I always do.
Yes.
I try and get. Well, also listening to them, soaking in some knowledge. There's
Yes.
no harm in that.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
Normally, yesterday, Shane, where is Shane after the loss? They were asking. And on top of that, 2 days back, why is Shane quiet?
No, apparently I speak less. That's a shock. Bit of a shock to me.
That's the first time someone.
Someone's told me that. Otherwise, I'm told the opposite.
Exactly.
Yes. I mean, we all disagree on the fact that Shane is quiet. No, he's not.
I'm not quiet.
Indeed. So,
So was that off day planned in a
No,
way that
no,
you knew
no.
that team's disastrous anyway?
What happened was normally last week I had taken Friday, and I said normally if it's just better considering we're taking one a week right now that we just stick to the same day. It makes it easier for us.
Yeah.
But Siddhant wanted Friday because I think today was supposed to be a match happening which didn't happen in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So then because of that I said okay, no problem. I'm okay with Thursday then. So it was just a swap around.
Oh,
in
I
that
thought
regard.
you probably saw what's coming.
No,
you saw the
actually-
writing on the wall.
yeah.
No. I went out and all yesterday, came back, I'm like, fine, let's watch. I was watching the show, then I watched even the match and I'm like, good.
Yeah.
I had a nice day and then they end up ruining it.
Yep.
Then to compound my misery, Chelsea draw 1-1 with Manchester United. Like,
Yeah.
wow, bad
Well
times
done
indeed.
to Siddhant, by the way. I saw his live even when he was out. So even though his team wasn't really performing well, but for him to do, that's dedication, guys. So well done to Siddhant having made that video from wherever he was at
Middle of the road, yeah.
wherever he was at the
I saw
time.
that, I'm like, wait, where is he? I thought he'd be doing it from home. And I see that
He
home.
must be on that stretch in Film City.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah. That's what I
Yes.
I mean, that's what sport fans are, and I think that's
Yeah.
what our family members love about us, that we give them the latest updates. We're there whenever any game is going to happen, when it finishes. Yesterday, again, we've discussed it a lot, that KKR, I think now you have 3 teams which are there. Do you reckon if Punjab were to lose this game, would you put them?
I
with
think they'd
those
be in
three?
danger of falling into that category.
Yeah. I think they still have one extra game in hand
Yes,
to
yes,
see
yes.
that. So they're not quite where KKR are. Even if, assuming if Punjab were to lose this game, I still wouldn't put them in that bracket of the 3 that we've completely discounted
Yeah.
in CSK, Mumbai and KKR.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Apologies.
No, I had written them
due
off.
apologies.
I had written them off 2 games earlier because, and then I saw all the chopping and changing, and I'm like, oh god, no!
Yes.
Panic button is hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 5 consecutive losses doesn't help any
Yeah,
team.
in fact, it actually compounds what I had thought last season was that even last year I thought that them going all out bang bang, it was like, is it working? Because they lost a lot of games. The only reason they made the final was because there was a break in the tournament due to the second wave.
Yeah.
They got that chance to reset, which you don't get, and you're seeing it now because 5 straight losses. It's become a part of it's become a pattern. Momentum is key in T20
Yeah.
cricket. They don't have that on their side.
Jim Moriarty, I actually hold all the patents for PJs here. But your PJ, I guess I don't know what to make of it. Jeevit Patthar will smash LSG out of the match.
What?
Who's
Jeevit
Jeevit
Patthar. Livingston. That PG, man. PJ, I hold the patent.
Patthar.
Jeevit Patthar. Oh my god.
God.
So the game is in Pune. A few things to note, because some of you pointed that out. What happened with that accident? So
Yeah.
the team was traveling to Pune, and while traveling, there was a car which was behind the bus, the team bus, and that was the car which had the CEO Raghu Iyer, the CEO of Lucknow Super Giants. Alongside him was also the personal assistant to Gautam Gambhir and Gaurav, so someone who I know as well. So there
Gaurav
were
Chopra,
2
yeah.
people who were in the car at the time. I'm guessing alongside maybe a few other members, I don't know, but these 2 I know about, and they collided with a bus or like a heavy vehicle, I know that. But what we're getting to hear, luckily all of them are out of danger, so there's nothing to worry on that front. It's good to know that the team is safe and sound, and the team has reached the ground in Pune, Gaunje Pune, which is on the outskirts of the city, for the game to happen. I believe that this was a car which probably Gautam Gambhir would have also been traveling in, but luckily he was not there at the time, so great, and everyone else is safe. So we send all our positive energy in their recovery, whoever was there in the accident at that time. But just the fact that the game is going ahead is an indication that there isn't too much to worry. So that's another good indication. Pune, this time there have been few games that couldn't take place in Pune primarily because of the COVID cases in the Delhi camp. And then you didn't have those games, they were shifted there. But now the public in Pune are getting some opportunity to watch some live games with this one. And I think this is a very, very close contest with two teams evenly matched, very close to each other in the points table as well. In fact, I know that at the end of each program we do make our predictions, but this time I really don't know. Every time I come, I come and I have a team in mind. This time I think it's going to be very, very close in calling who's going to win, but we'll discuss that in detail as we go forward. The toss also is not going to be far away. One thing you also know about Pune that we've noticed this season, the batting second is also not easy. Fast bowlers get a lot of purchase from this pitch. So it'd be interesting to see the team that wins. I'm guessing such has been the trend. Have you been doing that calculation of
the toss?
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the season wise distribution.
7 matches, 4 teams win, 4 bet.
Oh, out of the 7 matches in Pune, 4 have been won by team batting first. So one of those venues.
Wouldn't actually mind seeing some team break that template and say, yeah, you know what, we'll bat first.
There has been one team, I guess.
Only one team, and that was
Gujarat Titans.
Yeah,
let's see.
And they won that game.
I'm trying to get the season wise this thing. That's becoming a bit of a logistical thing, but once it's out, it will be there. One of our fans who had commented even on the duck this thing, is this season witnessed the most ducks? That is ready. We'll go and shoot it. Tomorrow it will be there. Yep.
That is lovely.
Yeah. Mid-season, yes, fair amount of ducks. That much I can say. Fair amount.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody sent a suggestion, and that's what we love. That when you send your suggestions, we spend some time researching. And so there was a suggestion: why have there been so many ducks this season? So we thought, let's first investigate if that's true or not, and find out.
Yeah, actually, considering we're at the halfway point, I think the current figure is 25 ducks, which is a fair bit. Because I think the highest is 70, which was a rare freak show this thing, but on average you get about 50 odd ducks. So if you're looking at 25, one of the higher numbers being 50, you're halfway through. You're at least on par for that, if not getting a few more.
Yeah. Actually, I always wonder, I wanted to ask you, once your team is out, like unlike you guys, I don't support a team, but once your team is out, what do you guys do? Do you support any other team?
Then I start picking out the games of the teams who have done really well, and I start following them. Because you want to see how their form is going into the playoffs.
You don't support a second team or something like that?
No.
We just make every game now becomes very interesting as far as the playoff situation is concerned.
Yeah.
That is something to look forward to.
Though I fear this time it may not be that sort of a situation where every season almost all teams are in contention of making it to the playoff, and the last day you find out. I think this time you may have a clear cut where there are 4 or 5 teams which are completely out. Maybe at best you'll have like 2 maybe guaranteed or whatever, and the remaining 2 spots being fought between 4 teams at best.
That's the best.
Yeah,
that's
so I think
3 teams are already out of contention, all but you can say.
Yeah.
So with that, you're considering 7 teams for 4 spots. Already you're like, okay,
So it may not be that close a finish like every season where you have no idea. I think you may have a situation where you'll have 4 or 5 teams completely out. In the
soon enough, I think. Yeah.
In the next week or so, and then you can only concentrate on either 5 or 6 teams, and then they may fight to the end of the season. To qualify, but this is how it seems like this season of the IPL is.
Yeah, because from May onwards, if you have to look at it, all the games will now assume importance. Every game for the top 5.
Yeah.
At least for the top, because RCB, I was just checking, their challenge is very, very hard. They're remaining 5 games.
Of a precarious situation.
They are playing GT, tabletoppers twice. And after that,
who's playing?
RCB. Yeah. Then they have 1 game against Sunrisers.
So that's a very tough head-to-head.
Then 1 against Chennai Super Kings.
That's an easy one, isn't it?
That's probably an easy because Chennai, on current form, they don't look like doing a double.
I thought he would have said, no, that's not an easy one. But
after 2019, they haven't beaten RCB twice.
But one thing I've always noticed, and you have to watch out for this, is that when it comes down to the business end of things, and if you're going up against a team that's already eliminated, it's a dangerous proposition.
Yes.
Because on some days they really have nothing to lose and they'll just play all out.
It happened in 2020 when RCB were playing CSK. CSK were already out.
Yeah.
They lost and their momentum slid.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. It's
And
always
they were
happened.
in prime position. to
Prime
qualify.
position,
Yeah.
yes. And they lost
I
4
agree.
out of 5 games. And in the eliminator, they got knocked out.
Yep, I agree. Sarak Chandra saying, Nikhil sir, Virat's prime playing time came very early and now is he suffering? It is possible that his prime, it didn't come very early actually. If you take a look at his initial part of the career, it wasn't that he was sensational to begin with. He was
Yeah,
no
it took him a
Sachin
couple of years,
Tendulkar.
yeah.
It wasn't like Sachin Tendulkar who was the blue-eyed boy right from the word go. It wasn't the case. I think 2012 is where
Yes.
he started kicking in and becoming
Yeah,
very
he was
consistent.
24 when he started his really
Yeah.
prime form.
Yeah, so that's
7
not
years.
very early. That's not very early in cricket. I mean, in cricket where you have batsmen in 20, 21
Yeah.
age also doing well. But yeah, it was fair enough. It was early enough.
Yeah.
Is his prime behind him? Firstly, if I was to break down, I would imagine because his prime was so fantastic and at such a level that it's almost impossible for him to be that consistent and keep getting runs. So that may not happen, but that's not to say that this poor run will also continue.
Yeah.
He'll start getting runs.
Toss news by the way, Punjab have won the toss and chalk horror opted to bowl.
Opted to bowl.
No one breaks that template.
41-1 now.
Yeah.
Isn't it? 41-1.
That's
So
no
we are
surprise.
getting to that stage. I think by the end of the season we'll have a clear cut this thing as to how many tosses, because the highest which was there was 2019 in which 50 out of the 60 games.
I think they'll breach that soon enough because every team seems to look to want to bowl first.
Yeah.
So that is happening, but then we'll need in depth. I will need to break it down more. I'm arranging the numbers. It will happen soon.
Ramu Deshwar is saying what's wrong with Virat? Is it the tussle of Virat with BCCI the reason behind it? Just to point a few things out, that Ramu Deshwar is his captaincy he left in 2021 with a dry run, kind of. I mean, relatively
before
started in
that?
2019.
Yeah.
So there was a fair amount of time that it started happening. However, having said that, I still think that there will be some sort of a connection because whatever transpired at that time, my word against your word, and it played out in public, couldn't have done anything great to his
Confidence.
Yeah, confidence or mental state of mind actually. No change in Kings 11's lineup. We'll take a look at
Expected.
the
Kind of expected.
team very
Yeah.
closely. Just getting back to Virat, so it wouldn't have done him any good. Firstly, that controversy, and secondly, which I think is one of the major reasons I think that Virat may not be the same Virat is because when he was captain, some people just revel in that sort of a condition. They do really well. They enjoy being the leader, and they like to lead and then lead from the front, and their confidence is sky high, and so they score a lot of runs. Virat Kohli, I think maybe having given up the captaincy, I don't know whether he feels as fired up as he was while he was captain. May have had, even though it may be a marginal thing and may not happen at a conscious level, even if it happens at a subliminal level, a minor thing I think would make a difference. And so Virat, the captain, really made Virat the batsman also a beast of sort, which I think now that the captaincy is not there, but now there's no looking back. There's no way that he's going to go and become captain. So he'll have to make do with this position. It's different from Sachin Tendulkar, who decided to give it up much earlier and then focus on his batting. Virat, I think, absolutely loved being captain, leading from the front, and this thing that he's decided may not be the best decision. But anyway, Manish Pandey misses out. Avesh Khan comes in.
Why they have put Manish Pandey at
That's
11?
probably an error.
Error.
But then
That's-
if Manish
but
also
that's not the official thing. Na?
Yeah.
Also, if
It
Manish
is your
misses-
ex-company, but I'm not going to treat it as.
Also, if Manish misses out,
Avesh.
there's no way that Avesh Khan is replacing him directly because you're not replacing a number 3 batsman with a bowler. So
you
it could be two
Actually, you
changes.
could. I'll tell you why. Because look at, and that's what I wanted Lucknow to do. Just look at Lucknow's batting lineup. Okay, there's Quinton de Kock, there's KL Rahul, there would be Deepak Hooda, Marcus Stoinis,
Badoni,
Ayush Badoni, Krunal Pandya, Jason Holder.
Holder.
So that's 7.
7.
So they
And
could
when
actually
Manish
remove.
Pandey was playing, there were 8 batsmen. So in any case, either Holder and Baduni are batting 7 and 8 or whatever.
It'll be a good opportunity for Jason to bat at 7. So it seems like that's what they haven't
That
did
is
done.
what I wanted. That's what I'm saying. It is definitely that one change. The balance was way off.
Yep.
And if you were to ask me before this toss happened that what's that one change you would like Lucknow to make, I would have wanted Manish to go out, and not only because of his batting form, but also because of the balance of the
Yeah.
side. At Ayush Badoni was anyway batting too low down the order.
low down the order after they
wasn't
brought
the
in
right
Manish.
position.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I'm saying. Whether it would have been Jason Holder, Ayush Badoni, none of them deserve to bat at number 8. But you were going to be pushing them, even if you were sending Krunal Pandya, Deepak Huda, whoever. So that was,
Yeah.
you know,
So
not the
both
correct
Mohsin
position.
and Avesh playing. Both Mohsin and Avesh.
That's what I'm saying.
good.
So you needed to strengthen your bowling lineup. So
lineup,
batting,
yes.
I think they had enough.
Yeah.
I think now Lucknow has got a good balance, and I was confused at the start of the program, like who is the team that I'm going to go for. I'm still split 50-50. That's because Punjab, I think, almost nailed their 11 last time around. So it's good, no changes for them with Mayank, Shikhar, Bhanuka Rajapakshe, Johnny Bairstow, Liam Livingston. In fact, this also we had pointed out before that last game.
Yes.
Well, many had said that how do you find the balance? I mean, we had suggested on Sports Today that play all three together.
Yeah.
Play Rajapaksha, Johnny Bairstow, Livingston together. And guess what? They heard us.
Yep.
It won them a game, and they've persisted with that.
Yeah.
So only one I was worried in that team was Sandeep Sharma.
Yeah, I think maybe the thing with Sandeep though is that he's decent if bowled up front. So
Yeah.
you need to do that. You cannot be saving any overs of his for the death. Not a death bowler.
So in this game, they better bowl Sandeep right through the power play. Because in the death, you can't keep him.
We
Because
said it last time, but they didn't do it.
Yes, this time they should. If they have to save at least 15-20 runs extra, they have to ensure Sandeep Sharma bowls out in the power play. Or one over the middle. That's it.
yeah. And the same middle will also be where they'll have to bowl Rishi Dhawan.
Yes.
Because you can't be bowling him later on. It does become a little problematic.
But then who
Yes.
supports wait.
See, you have
Who
Rabada.
supports Arshdeep? Okay, Rabada and Arshdeep bowl 4 overs.
Yeah, but then Arshdeep, remember, they always save 2 overs for the death.
Yeah.
Same with Rabada. So that's your 16 to 20
16 to
sorted.
20 sorted, yep.
So then that's where you bowl Cheher then in the middle.
Yes.
You don't keep him for the later parts because he's also kind of.
Correct.
Yeah, so that would be. Actually, their bowling is surprisingly sorted if they follow the correct strategy.
Correct, yes.
So just show me the teams. I'm going to quickly give me 2 minutes. Yeah, carry on, guys. I'm just going to quickly make some changes to
Okay,
my.
game.
Oh, you're making your Gamezy
Yes,
team.
my
Once
Gamezy
you're done,
team.
I'll take up because I'm very
Yeah.
interested in today's game. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
A lot of
You're not
good
interested
choices.
in other games? You weren't interested in yesterday's
Yes,
game?
I never make fantasy teams if my team is playing because bias kicks in. You will not think objectively.
Yeah. So, okay, like for like kind of. Mayank Agrawal, Shikhar Dhawan, left, right. Same on top. Quinton de Kock, KL
KL
Rahul,
Rahul, correct.
left, right. Deepak Huda gets a promotion. Marcus
Oh, we don't
Stoinis-
know. Don't go by
Yeah,
that.
let's not go by that because it could very well
Yeah.
be that they bat Badoni at
Badoni
3
at 3.
and Cheher and Huda has actually done best at 5.
Yeah.
So you might just bat Badoni at
You know,
3, Stoinis 4 and Huda 5.
You guys aren't going to rant about the fact that Benny Howell hasn't come in.
No, I don't think. See, Benny Howell made sense coming in if you wanted to replace Odean Smith with someone like for like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they've chosen to bring in Rashid Dhawan. That
Show
solves
me
your
the
all-rounder
Punjab
conundrum.
team, please, Shivam.
So if you have Rishi Dhawan, that solves your all-rounder conundrum to an extent.
Yes.
Because you have someone who can at least plug in those overs.
Yep.
And then with that coming in, you can stock your batting extra with
How did Mohsin Khan go last game?
very well, very well. In fact, we were discussing that if Avesh was fit and you were having a like for like, would have been very harsh on Mohsin because he did really well.
Yep.
And I think that was his debut match. Right?
It was his debut.
Yeah.
Yes.
So debut match, he did very well, and of course, being a left armer provides a different
Yep.
challenge for the other
I
team.
mean, if you have to look at it, your left-handers in IPL 2022 have really done well. Arshdeep, Nattu, Yash Dayal.
Yeah,
Yash
absolutely.
Dayal has been sensational for
That's the
Gujarat Titans in that sense.
And that's why I was very happy that this all like,
Yeah.
okay, you've dropped money, you should replace your, but if you have 7 solid batsmen, you really can bolster. And what Rahul was saying was that this is a pitch which is quite high scoring. So it's good to have that extra wicket taking option, which is why they've gone for the extra bowler.
Bowler, yeah. So fresh wicket then that's been played on. If that's the case, it's not the RR RCB game on that
Right.
pitch. It's not that pitch. So let's see what happens. So the 4 foreigners, as I said, Punjab Kings, they pick themselves. So
At this point,
strictly
yeah.
on merit and skill. You can't drop Johnny Bairstow,
Even though he's
although
not
he's
played
under
well, yeah.
You can't drop Liam Livingston because he's a
He's
proven
played
match
really
winner.
well,
Yes. Bhanuka was a mistake to drop him. You
To
got
begin
him back.
with. And then, of course, the other one,
Rabada.
Rabada, was always a nailed on starter.
Yes, so 4 foreigners. Benny Howell, I don't know why they persisted with Odean Smith based on one game against RCB. I really have no idea. why.
And remember, even against MI he did well, but against MI everyone's done well. So it
I
doesn't
know,
really matter.
you give 4 wickets to Odean Smith. That shows that why you are at the bottom of the table.
Correct.
Frankly. And as far as Lucknow, even there,
Yeah,
all the foreigners were settled.
Yeah, except for like previously, before Stoinis came in, you had Lewis who did well, but I think you always knew you were bringing in Marcus Stoinis once he was available.
Yes, so-
Again, big interesting game for him and Quinton because neither of them actually have quite lit the IPL on fire yet.
Yeah.
For me personally, they haven't really done as well as
Again,
expected.
Lucknow will have to ensure that they don't leave it too late. Remember, all the losses that have happened in the last overs, in the death overs.
They're not batting with enough intent.
Yeah, they've just not kicked on. Especially that game against RCB.
Yeah, where Stoinis seemed to be batting for an eternity, but really
Exactly.
didn't score
What
anything.
I mean, you have to show intent. If you don't show intent, then that's it.
Yeah.
This Punjab Kings bowling lineup, and in this game, you have to show intent from very early on. Why?
Yeah.
Because Arshdeep is not going to give you that many runs to play with.
Yeah, exactly. Arshdeep will be tight. You
Exactly.
cannot, and if you try and take on Rabada, there's a good chance you're throwing away a wicket. So it's a good bowling lineup. I think the bowler who they'll really target will be Rishi Dhawan.
Yeah, but then remember 4 overs of Rabada and Arshdeep at
And
the
if
death
Sandeep hits his lines, another
Yeah.
one who you can't take many runs off.
in the power play particularly.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to take a few comments. We haven't taken any.
Gamezy time.
Yep.
So, Sarthak Sehgal saying, guys, you should show team graphics as well. It'll be good for all of us. We can do it. Can you quickly arrange that, Shivam? We can show the team. It will just take 1 second. So, your wish is our command. We'll quickly show you the
Yes.
teams as well. Meanwhile, let me answer a few other questions. Sona Ghosh says, sir, Punjab is better team than what they have performed till now. If Mayank scores and Bairstow comes to the party, then they're a difficult team to beat. Arshdeep has been exceptional. Shaunak, I completely agree with you. To be fair, actually, I picked Punjab as one
Playoff
of my
favourite.
teams for top 4. They haven't lived up to the expectation. Today, why I'm a bit confused is because both teams I find, not that graphic, the playing 11 on the website, Shivam.
On the
not
sports
this.
tag, on sports.
Yeah, you can, of course. So, yeah, just make it a bit bigger. Make it a bit bigger. Bigger. Yeah, and just go just to the team. Just to the teams. No.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a
Oh,
hassle
yeah.
because they
Usually
had the
they-
wrong team at the beginning.
And then they put the wrong team second time around.
Check
also,
it
so I don't
somewhere else, you'll
understand.
see it. Go to IPL2022.com. You will find it there. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree, Shaunak. I think they have a much better team than what they seem at the moment
Yeah.
on paper.
Actually, even the batting and bowling, like for like in all departments, they are matched up on all fronts.
No, Mayank has to fire today.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
same with Quinton for LSG.
Yeah, but I'm guessing from India's point of view,
Yeah.
I'm looking more so because he's become captain. There are question marks whether captaincy has taken a toll. We keep
Yep.
talking about Ravindra Jadeja, whether captaincy has taken a toll there. But here, clearly, Mayank has to step up as captain. Again, the one good thing I'll talk about Punjab, why I think they are not where they are, is because they started this IPL with that same mentality that we are going to destroy everyone. We're going to play like
England 2019.
England team attack. Last two games, for the first time, I've seen them change that template. Where they now, the word that is now being used is controlled aggression.
Controlled aggression.
So I like that word, controlled aggression. So you look at the situation and how the situation then play. Look at the teams that are on top like Gujarat and SRH. They're not going all out attacking. They're playing with controlled aggression depending on the situation. And so this is the mistake that Punjab was making. Finally, I think a better sense has prevailed. The same mistake Kolkata Knight Riders were doing. Better sense prevailed there in terms of their approach, but there's no better sense there when it comes to the playing 11.
Yeah.
So
You should all listen to Nana Patekar's dialogue in Welcome. Control, Uday, control. Controlled aggression, that's what you need, control.
Also, I have to add this is the one reason why KKR in the last two games have played more controlled is because the openers are not doing anything. So the middle order has no choice but to
no,
rebuild.
but their idea was doesn't matter. If openers are not doing anything, number 3 is not doing it, whoever comes has to just keep attacking. That's the
By
idea.
the way, Shane.
This is controlled aggression. Where openers are not doing well, you become careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
That's what
Shane,
you
did you
want.
notice Russell's hunger yesterday?
Don't remind
The
me
hunger
of
for runs, no, the hunger for food.
Oh yeah. I
Did you
noticed
notice that?
He got out and then later one of the cameras actually showed him serving.
Poor guy.
Let him eat.
Exactly,
Yeah. Big deal.
yeah.
Let him eat.
I'll take the video of when you're eating the chicken sandwiches here, hiding from home
But
where
Russell
you eat
hid.
vegetarian. I'll make a video and I'll say, he ran away from the show.
And he was eating his sandwiches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Non-veg
Check
food.
the timing, folks. What time did you take the video and what time I'm eating? That is a clear
I
cut
can
indication.
go live, that from the phone also.
Of course.
Live
of
visuals.
course, yes.
Poor guy, if he's eating his food, you have issues with.
But
Huh?
poor Russell hid. That's the
So
thing.
there you go. Yeah, somebody asked us to show the team. That's the Punjab team. At the moment that you can see, please click on the other tab and you can show the team. Just go to the website. Yeah, that is that is Punjab. Just click on the other tab. On the website.
On the website, not here. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have Lucknow Super Giants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Click on Lucknow. Yeah, and you just cut to that. So that is the Lucknow team as well for you.
Yep.
So both teams, now you guys know what we were talking about. So there is no confusion. That's why I
See,
thought we'll show.
left arm pacer Mohsin versus Arshdeep. That will be great. Then you have Chamira versus Rabada pace.
Yes.
And then you have Avesh, death overs bowler. Same you can say with the outer round swing bowler. I may say is only Sandeep Sharma. Swing.
Yep.
I may say.
Yep. Okay, let's take a few more questions. Glad to see Kulcha in top 2 in the purple cap race is
Absolutely
what
agree.
Rohit is saying. Glad to see that. And what I loved was the comment, firstly on tweet, Yuzi Chahal had praised Kuldeep Yadav, and post game,
Yes.
Kuldeep said that Yuzi is the one who has been motivating him even during the time where he was dropped from the team, he was going through a rough phase. The one guy who was, really motivating him was Yuzi Chahal, and I love to see that camaraderie. See, no matter what you say, there will be some sort of competition if you're like for like sort of player, right? We've seen it. You play for India, there is camaraderie when you're playing for the Indian team, but if you're fighting for the same spot, that little bit of competition does come in, and you are hoping that, I get a chance. You don't wish bad for someone, but you just hope you do better. But this of really motivating that guy, hoping that he does well, I love this. This is what you call team spirit. So Yuzi Chahal, we love you anyway, but
Jai
the things that
Viru
you're
of
doing,
Sholay have competition.
exactly.
And did you see Rajasthan Royals when they won that game? That was a hilarious mashup of Om Shanti Om in their social media. I mean,
must have missed
oh
it.
man, please watch that. It is hilarious. Om Shanti Om, that song, where all the superstars.
No, this is not when they won. This is before the season,
Yeah.
where they had all their stars arriving. So there's that one song.
yeah,
remember?
all
yeah,
stars.
all the Om
So
Shanti
they just
Om
mopped
title
everyone's
song.
face onto it and had them cup inside. That was good.
Sangakkara as Dharmendra. Oh man. And Jimmy Neesham as Salman Khan. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Love Rami says, nice minimal graphics. Rav, we can't take credit for it. We took it
Yep.
from a website, but yeah, glad you liked it. We'll try and do it more often in case that's good feedback. So we'll try and show you teams next time around. Karthik M saying, Nikhil sir, do you think players should not be fast track into national team before 23 and retire after 35? Because historically a player's peak is between 26 to 34 with Sachin as an exception. Karthik, firstly, I don't think there should be any
Age.
hard and fast
Yeah.
rule that you write this. Each player is very different. You gave an example of Sachin. Maybe sometime you see a bowler, young fast bowler who's firing on all cylinder, you think that is the best time to draft him into the game, do it.
Yeah.
And there are, see again, you'll realize as in life, as in sport, there are some people who are late bloomers, some people who peak early.
Yeah.
It happens in sport. You will see, I'll give you an example. There are a lot of times, let's take Roger Federer's example. When he was playing under 16 or that sort of a level, he was not even the best player in his country. Forget about being the best player in the world. There were players who were better than him. It's just that when he reached the senior level, and that's where his game really came into his own, and he became the best in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm saying different people peak at different time. You really can't say. For example, as Sunil Gavaskar often says that best time for a batsman is around 33. But he may be speaking from his own personal experience where he thinks the batsman really matures and starts getting runs because he starts understanding his game. Maybe so. But a lot of batsmen who peak early, then they start facing reflex issues later, especially batsmen with hand-eye coordination.
Virendra Sehwag.
So Virendra Sehwag, maybe Virat Kohli to that extent.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there is no hard and fast rule. Don't have that. Judge the player on the performance and his fitness levels. You can clearly see that if he's fit, he's scoring runs, even if he's scoring runs late in his
The,
career, so
the
be it.
same can be, the same argument can be extended. Oh, this guy should retire, this guy should do this.
No.
Only the player has the right to say when he retires, because the player knows that yes, I still have it in me. And if he says of scoring 50, 60, even at the age of 39 and helping the team, why should he retire? Classic is Misbah-ul Haq of Pakistan. He played till 40, even Yunus Khan played till the age of 38, 39, but they were still contributing for the
Someone
team.
like a Hafiz or even Shoaib
Hafiz.
Malik for that matter.
Shoaib Malik,
Yeah. Shoaib Malik even now is a beast
Exactly.
in the Pakistan T20
Exactly.
leagues.
Yeah. And then there are examples of players that come and really look good at the international level, and you think they'll have a long future, but it doesn't happen. Before you know it, you reach that age and you suddenly fade. I mean, look at Vinod Kambli. People may attribute off the field reasons there, but when he came as a youngster at that age, 17 odd, he looked like he'll rule the world. But
For years on
sometime-
end.
yeah, but
And
sometimes
is it true that you may corroborate it? Is it true that Ramakant Achrekar rated Vinod Kambli
Yeah.
much
Yeah,
higher
yeah,
than
he did.
Tendulkar?
Yeah, not only at the cricketing
General,
circles
yeah,
in
in
Mumbai,
Mumbai, correct.
would say that he's the guy who's got a longer future. Because why? Because he was getting more runs than Sachin at that level, in the sense he would tend to bat a bit longer or in
Yes.
those big knocks that he was playing, and he was
Yeah.
playing bigger knocks more consistent. Then the start that he had to his international
Two
career.
double centuries. Sachin took 6-7 years to get his first double
Exactly.
century.
Correct.
But then that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
don't judge players just on the age.
Yeah.
Vishesh Davar is saying, just out of curiosity, all of us know that making too many changes inevitably hurt one's chances. Then why each year teams end up making the same mistake?
Panic. Simple.
Panic, clear
It's because
cut,
you
yeah.
find that, and that's the thing. Oftentimes I realize, and if we're taking KKR's example, which I think I can take, is that
No, you can take any team's example.
theirs was the worst because they really panicked with, and I thought initially they had a pretty settled lineup, but
RCB
results,
also used to do that. Panic.
results don't go your way for 1-2 games. Rather than stick to your guns, stick to the course, they decide no, we have to chop and change. And chopping and changing oftentimes is never a good idea, because what happens inevitably is you're looking for some sort of a spark. But if a player is coming into the team having mostly been only playing in the nets, there's no guarantee they're going to be hitting out from ball one.
Yes.
It's just not possible. So it's better you stick to the players who have had chances, or who have at least, even if they have not been showing form, have been playing out in the middle, because there's a chance they'll come good. Yeah, if someone's in torrid form and you drop them, it's another matter. But if someone is kind of there, kind of not there, you have to stick. And certain teams do that better. I think Chennai for years had that process of sticking with their players somewhat may.
Yep.
And you're seeing it even now. A lot of people are saying Ruturaj should be dropped.
So
but
it stems from the captain,
Captain.
which is why I say it depends. It shows you the kind of captain that is leading the team. Sometimes it comes from the management, but if the captain is allowing the management to do that, even that is his fault.
Yeah.
So
And if you look at
captain needs to-
all the teams who have won titles, they have never chopped and changed that much.
yeah, true.
Exactly.
Right
They
from
were settled
2008.
line,
no, but that was the question, that we
Yes.
know this is the thing, yet teams will make changes.
Yep.
So if you
Panic
and I
is a
know
funny
that,
thing.
subscribers know that.
Yeah.
I mean,
How
guys
is
who
it-
are paid in millions.
Should be knowing.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we look at Chennai, for example, why they struggled in 2020 and also now in 2022. One, injuries. Because they are already the injured Super Kings now. Deepak Chahar gone, Adam Milne gone. And then you got in replacements and you had a very inexperienced core, if you may say, in the bowling, Indian bowling.
yeah,
lineup.
Indian bowling is
That hurt. Same at 2020. You lost Ruturaj, you lost Deepak Chahar right at the start because of COVID. And also they didn't have the right builder because Raina and Bhaji left. The experienced lots left. So that's why to get into the groove, they struggled. Apart from that, they've stuck to the core predominantly.
Okay, couple of questions, both on the same player. Vedant Garg is saying Arshdeep is such a good bowler, and stats this year again prove that he can turn out to be a great match winner for India. Amrik Singh says we all know that India needs a left arm pacer. Arshdeep Singh has performed very well in the last 2 seasons. Another option is T Natarajan. Can they pick Arshdeep for the next series? What I'm getting to here, Amrik, is from our sources higher up, that they may look at Arshdeep, and now he's got a stamp of approval from former India coach Ravi Shastri, and when Shastri says, people do notice. Dan Vittori is another one who's been very impressed with
very
Arshdeep,
impressed,
said should look at him. So I think yes, he's a bit underrated. I think he could be one of those guys who gets a chance in these series ahead of the World Cup. I'm still not saying he's a guy who goes to the World Cup. He may get a few games ahead of the World Cup. Also, maybe a few regulars might want to rest after such an extended long season playing for India and then the IPL. In that scenario, Arshdeep may get a few games. How he makes use of those opportunity, we'll have to wait and
And the
watch.
thing with Arshdeep is you can't say he's been rushed because he's been doing this since
Yes.
like 2018.
Yeah.
His 5th season of actually really consistently shining in the IPL, and you can say, okay, this guy is not a one-season wonder.
Yes.
So he's doing really well. In fact, I would argue he's a better bowler now than when he first started out. Because when he started, obviously little wayward sometimes, which is to be expected. He's still what, I think 23, 24.
Yeah.
So that means
Hardly,
if he's
yeah.
playing 5 years, he would have been 18, 19 when he came into that lineup. To handle that pressure and to grow that well shows there's a smart head on him. So I would love to see him get a chance before the World Cup. If he does very well,
Arshdeep was one of the standbys in the 2018 Under-19 World Cup.
standbys.
Yes.
My God.
But the depth was so good that
Exactly,
he was there in the
exactly.
squad, but he didn't play.
Yeah.
That's the brilliance of
And see-
IPL.
see,
That is another example of age thing, right?
Yeah.
So there would have been guys who would have been much better than him playing in that World Cup,
Yep.
but now he may play for India ahead of any
Remember,
Yes.
that same lineup had Mavi and Nagarkoti in the as their
Yes.
first choice
bowling at
bowlers.
150, supposedly.
Supposedly
Yeah.
150. See, Mavi is still a 140 bowler, not a 150, not a chance.
Yeah.
Nagarkoti would have lost eons of pace due to struggling with
Yeah.
injuries.
No, but none of them were as quick as the speed
As
gun
some
was.
suggesting.
Because
True,
I checked with the broadcaster and they also said that
Yeah.
it's
the
not.
speed guns
Ishan
were off.
Porel has not had that much of a run.
Ishan Porel plays for who? Mumbai right now, right?
He was there in the Punjab lineup, but
Oh, he's there in the squad basically.
he's there in the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah.
Not
Again, another
They
one.
were
who's-
trying to push him into the Indian team, I heard last.
Yeah.
But they were talking.
Then Anukul Roy for Kolkata Knight Riders, but he's not had a chance.
Yeah, not getting one either.
Okay, Sagar Malik wants to know, you can answer the man in yellow. Is it, can CSK get to the playoff or not? Quickly.
Oh my God. Okay. See,
One word answer, yeah.
No. No. No.
You could to explain that.
No. It's not happening, boss.
Vishal Surde is saying, Nikhil sir, you and your team are doing great work. He's a big fan of Rahul Rawat 09 as well. Rahul is on Sports Stuck at the moment.
Yep.
But thank you so much for your comments.
09.
It's his handle.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Rahul
okay.
Rawat.
Uh-huh.
Um,
9 December.
Most likely.
Dev Tripathi, will DK get a chance in that South Africa tour? He's been batting like a dream. I think he may get a chance. But he also needs to finish the season off well. Huh? He started
Because,
off
yeah, he
well.
petered off in the last couple
Now
of
he's
games.
kind of tapered
Yeah.
off. He has to finish the season well. But I think he's going to be in the mind of the selectors.
Yeah.
Again, as I say, he's not a young, fresh guy. He's an experienced guy. You look for experience, you look for form. He's giving you both, so why not?
And by the way, because of DK's failure, SRH pointed that stat out. Only Aiden Markram now is the guy with a average of 100. Only guy now. in
His
this list.
current average is 123.
Yes.
Who among us, if we had to make this prediction,
Yeah.
would have picked Aiden Markram of all people, 8 games in to be having an average of
Yeah.
123? You'd have to be some
It is
next level
because
sincere.
0-6, those two matches that DK failed, and that's got his average from 197 to under 100 now.
Okay, Excalibur says, suppose Virat takes a rest from Asia Cup, who in the Indian squad can take Virat's position at one down temporarily? Surya Kumar Yadav, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll also have Shreyas Iyer, I
In fact,
think.
I think Surya is already there in the lineup. If
Yeah,
Iyer
but I'm
will
saying
come in.
you push
then
him to
Iyer
three,
comes in.
Yeah.
You push Surya 3,
Correct.
Iyer 4, or
Yeah.
anyway,
Or
stick with
either
whatever.
ways, yeah. Or Iyer goes 3, can bat at
But
4.
again, I've been saying it's a very, very tricky time to take a break. Because it's very close to the World Cup.
But the problem is he's
No, I
fried.
don't think he'll take break at the Asia Cup. The break
Yeah.
might come immediately after the IPL if he
Yes.
wants
Yeah.
to. By the time Asia comes along, he will
might
be
want to come
playing.
back.
Yeah, because 5, 3-3, and then the Asia Cup. They'll be playing 11 T20s before the Asia Cup also. Because they're playing 5 against South Africa,
True.
3 against Ireland, 3 against England.
Yeah.
So,
Jairaj Ras has a prediction, says Rahul will make his 3rd century this season. I've got him in my fantasy team. I'd be
Yeah.
happy.
yep.
He's
I've
not my
captained him in
captain.
one of them.
You've captained? I only make
Yes.
one. So
I made 3 teams because I want to play the
Whoa.
odds retired.
I only make one team on Gamezy. I stick with that because it's so tough to, keep a track of all teams. Okay, so already start getting prediction. Our friend Ricky Patel has predicted 157. What do you guys think?
Man, this on this track, I
On
think
this
this for
track.
180. I think they're getting 180.
I will say 165.
165?
165, and oh my god, this is where it's going to be tough. I think Punjab are winning. 165 Punjab.
I was backing LSG anyway, but he made it easier for me. So, LSG.
Score
180.
180.
Yeah, I think.
And who's winning? LSG.
LSG,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going 170. for LSG. And
But I think this
tough
is going to be
to
one of those
pick.
games which will be very close.
And
Either
yeah, I
way.
think it's very close. I don't know who I'll pick
It's a
as
very
winner.
50-50 thing.
I'm giving 51 to
Yeah, same,
LSG,
same,
49 to Punjab.
I'm saying
Very close.
50.1 to PBK's, 49.9 to
Right, yeah, it's actually
LSG.
very close.
Very
It's
close. Because they're matched on all departments.
But I
so
like
that's-
that. I like
Love
games where
Rami
you
is
can't-
predicted 170.
Ooh.
200 is Big Boy's prediction.
Big Boy must be an LSG fan because he's predicting a 200 and an LSG win. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Primarily PBK's because of that guy, Arshdeep. Because of his
I really
skills.
like him. I really
Yeah.
like him as a player.
Ice cool.
Ah, yeah, he's the Iceman indeed.
Yep.
Shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you in the
Bye.
mid
See you in the
innings.
mid innings. Vanakkam.